Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Magic Arena Run. Today we just got actually not today, about a day or so ago, we got the Historic Anthology bundle. I already purchased it, so it's going to be hard to look over all the cards, but thank goodness they're selling additional bundles, so let's take a look at all the cards that they gave us. Well, they gave us Thalia, Guardian of Thraben, Meddling Mage, Nyx Fleece Ram, Pack Rat, Brain Maggot, Platinum Angel, Maelstrom Pulse, Mero Regery, Ranger of Eos, Terravor, Dragon Master Outcast, Ghost Quarter, Knight of the Reliquary, Bajuka Bog, Ancestral Mask, Sigil of the Empty Throne, Waste Not, Inexorable Tide, Virulent Plague, and the Cycle of Onslaught Cycling Lands. And also not pictured here, Goblin Ruin Blaster. So at the same time, we're also getting this festival, which is for Historic Brawl. So yeah, let's sign in for that one. And with Historic Brawl, let's do the one legendary card that they gave us. Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. So she's a 2 cast 2/1 first strike legendary creature human soldier. Non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast. It's not just ours, it's also theirs. But for the most part, we will try not to play Thalia as early as possible. The basic idea of her is that we want to play her at the time when we can stall our opponent under biggest threat. So basically, around the time when they can hit about 4 or 5 mana, that's the most concerning one. Especially with regards to planeswalkers, especially if we know they're running a particular planeswalker like Nicol Bolas, we would want to play her on before they hit 5 mana. But otherwise, we're a straightforward aggro deck. So most of our so we're only running 22 lands. Most of our creatures are on the 1, 2, and 3 slots. Kind of weird to have planeswalkers on the planeswalkers when we're running Thalia, but at 1 toughness, there's a very good chance Thalia does not survive. So she dies. We can probably cast one of these. Then we can cast Thalia afterwards. And otherwise, aside from Thalia's taxing ability, we also have Hushbringer for ETB effects. Tocatli Honor Guard but also does the same thing. So we have we have those advantages. For the most part, most of our creatures okay, Soul Warden has an ETB trigger that's gonna get cancelled, but she's pretty much the only one, if I'm not mistaken. We have a bit of a life gain team, mostly a soldier well, we have some other stuff. We have some life gain. We have quite a bit of humans, quite a bit of soldiers, and quite a bit of enchantments also. But we're mostly soldier tribal with some enchantment life gain synergies as well. But otherwise, we're pretty much a straightforward aggro deck. Now, everyone's been saying white has been having the hardest times, and I probably will agree with that. So we'll play a few games. I don't think we're gonna win through all 3 of them. We might catch some people off guard, but otherwise, we'll see how well we do. Pretty much most of our removal is enchantment based, Banishing Light, Prison Realm. Probably could run Conclave. But otherwise, it's really about just unloading with creatures. That might be a recipe for disaster, but we'll give it a shot. We have a Slaughter the Strong as our rat effect. Not so great. And pretty much we have Ranger of Eos as our way to get some cards back. More really just reload our hand with some of the lower cost creatures. It's not really that much. Land base, pretty much all white, but we are running quite a bit of non-basics. Still running Field of the Dead, but we are also running Field Ruin and Ghost Quarter to go after that. Unclaimed Territory works here for the most part. Most of our creatures are either human or soldier. And that's it for this deck here. Again, not too many guarantees on that. Hold on. Was there a ban list there? Well, there's no. We'll select Thalia first. We could just play one of our other decks also. Yep, and you can we can actually could have inspected all the cards here. Whoops, I've already purchased the playset, so these are what all the cards look like. Yeah, I guess the other deck I'm looking forward to is probably probably a Gruul lands deck, probably with Terravor and Dragon Master Outcast. In fact, I think you can combo this with Adventures. Shouldn't be a bad idea. Let's see. Following cards are banned. Meddling Mage, yes, I'm not surprised Meddling Mage is banned. You just named the commander. That sad times. Go Lost, this is a new ban. Sorcerer Spyglass is an old ban. Oko is also an older ban. But that said, let's go for this event. Now, as I said, I'm not too convinced that we're going to get a huge set of wins, but let's see how many we can steal. And right off the bat, the opponent playing playing the old Nicol Bolas, but probably will have quite a bit of legendaries. So we got a turn 2 Eidolon or Nyx Fleece Ram. We can also do a turn. We'll keep this one. So we just need to aggro early, so to speak. When it goes for the Watery Grave, we'll go with the Memorial to Glory. Do we dare turn to Thalia? Well, opponent might just Thought Erasure us right now. No, search for Ascanta. I probably should have some enchantment removal. So we can play Thalia now. Also, us being behind hurts us quite a bit. I could just play the Eidolon now on the hopes our opponent is running. It's also first strike. I'm just playing the Eidolon first. Even if our opponent say plays Nars. Oh, opponent discards Guild. Oh, I forgot the Gilded Lotus was here. Yes. Hello, Dominaria. Opponent plays Nine Stone. Yeah, probably should have played Thalia then. So we kind of sequenced this wrong. I will play Militia Bugler because that will net us another creature. Fingers crossed. Catley Honor Guard. I'm definitely taking the Honor Guards. A bit late to the party, but might force our opponent to play Nicol Bolas immediately. And Nikki B's gonna come down. We'll lose a card. Let's use Plains. And, got Banishing Light. So the interesting thing is we can Banishing Light just to take it out. You'll put it back in the command zone. That should buy us some time to cast both Tocatli and Thalia. Probably could use more removal. I should be thinking into that. Now opponent's gonna start them. Could have a Wrath of their own. I wouldn't be surprised. But if it's some spot removal, I'm relatively fine with that. Oh yeah, I forgot. He has Mind Spell. So forces us to discard another card. So I could play Taranika just to get us 4. It won't protect her though. I could also just play Linden. I could also play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're 1 short. My concern is our opponent could have a sweeper. There is Storm's Wrath and all that, but I don't really have much of a choice. I'm gonna play the Linden. I'm gonna play the Linden first, which that's fine. Opponent is 1 mana shy of flipping Nicol Bolas. Yeah, I forgot about the Mind Stone. If he does flip Nicol Bolas, I'm really happy because he can't activate it immediately. He won't be able to activate immediately. He will have to deal with Eidolon first. Opponent goes for the dungeon, guys, so should tap down Linden. Yeah, this is the other problem. Basically, all our creatures are relatively soft. Opponent's actually not gonna swing. Oh no, it's going to swing. So we can kind of unload our board now. So I'm definitely playing Taranika. Has quite a bit of mana, so am I more concerned about ETB effects or non-creature spells? Let's go for the ETB effects. So no attacks. Yeah, I've been so focused about the ritual soot. Okay, I should have played Thalia. Probably should have played Thalia there, but that would have been really bad too. We can play Slaughter the Strong, but it will only nuke the Dungeon Geists. Better than nothing, I suppose. Yeah, Ritual Soot is going to be a big bummer for us. We probably could put some indestructibility effects. That's something I should consider. I want to see if our opponents definitely should keep Nicol Bolas. Yeah, there you go. Play the Sky Marcher Aspirant. Yeah, we need to have better answers for this one, so we'll make a few additional changes. One thing to note is that we should not be afraid to play non-creatures just because of Thalia, because we're not going to be playing her that all too often. So yeah, probably should also put Mindstone. There's really no, even if opponent probably also has an Arcane Signet in their deck, but there's no reason for us not to. Demanding Dragon. Yeah, this is a good game at this point. We're gonna make some changes right off the bat. So there are two cards I want to put in, so let's put those options there. So definitely want to put mines. Actually, no, I'm not too keen on Mindstone just yet. But we do need a way to buff our team. We have Radiant Destiny. That's one way to buff most of our team. But we need to have additional options. Well, we also have Benelish Marshall. Linden's probably the weaker one. All she does is give life gain, but that's about it. So I'm gonna put in the brought back. I'm going to probably cut Linden. What other choices do we have? Well, Eternal Isolation. Well, it won't help with commanders, but it does help against most other creatures. That's an option we can do. Probably should also just put a Shatter the Sky. And a Conclave Tribunal's not bad either. Well, there's also Excellence Binding, but let's definitely put Shatter the Sky. And let's cut. Okay, Nyx Fleece. We'll probably cut the Nyx Fleece Ram. So cut Lin. So there we go. And I did say I want some way to buff our team. Trying to find it. Hard to. Okay, not Tomic. Tomic is a good counter to Crucible of Worlds. So far, I haven't seen that deck yet. I probably would expect to see it soon, though. It's similar to Make a Stand, but not. Yeah, Unbreakable Formation. Even if we cast it at instant speed, we don't get the buff, but that should be fine. Probably wanna. Maybe we could just cut the Radiant Destiny. Yeah, let's just cut the Radiant Destiny. So we made a few changes there. Let's go look for another game while we're at it. Okay, just making some changes. And I brought in the Shatter the Sky. What was the weakest card I cut out? Yeah, Nyx Fleece Ram. Okay, so definitely keeping this. Okay, opponent starts with Field of the Dead, so not great for us. I guess I could just run. And oh, opponent's playing Kenrit, the other 5 color. Now we. If our opponent is playing Cavaliers and whatnot, they all have ETB, so at least we can counter those. Yeah, opponent's not 4 mana. So yeah, we're potentially delaying our opponent, though our opponent would probably just play 1 Kenrit and be done with it. Yeah, one plays Incubation Druid, they need the mana. So note our Unbreakable Formation is going to be slower. Okay, they actually hit 5 mana. So I could just play the Benelish Marshal. It is a buff. Now Tide Taker spells your cat during your turn, so this nukes instants. So that's an option. I'll just play the Benelish Marshal for now. A little bit of early aggro before Kenrit comes. Yeah, that 5/5 is gonna be a problem. Well, we can probably should all. We do have the Unbreakable form. Okay, we'll play Stonecoil Serpent X6. Hey, guess what? I can. The fact that everything I have is cheap. Hey, we scared. We sniped we scared our opponent off. So I was actually more scared of our opponent, but yeah, who would have thought chopping down a Stonecoil Serpent was enough to scare our opponent? So anyway, nice drag to the underworld. Also got an uncommon, but yeah, let's keep going. I did not expect that, and yeah, I should be updating this deck. Pop out. Okay, so there are the few changes. And yeah, I guess we can run with this, even though the Johnny's Pride Mate is looking very sad. Opponent's playing Porphyros. Okay, so this is big red. Starting with little red. Yeah, this is very sad. I would have loved that one to be first. No, let's play the Johnny's Pride Mate. It's very good burn fodder. Let's get that out of the way. Yeah, opponent's gonna burn that right off the bat. We'll take 2. Not hitting our mana, but we did hit our Legion's Landing, so we will have a few creatures. We are now running into the side effect of only playing 22 lands. 23 is probably safer. I might just cut one of the Planeswalkers. So our opponent have. This really feels like a Cavalcade deck at this point. Oh, we did hit our 3 mana. So have options, but let's between Thalia and Remorseful Cleric. I might just play Thalia first. Okay, at least we gain some life along the way. At least, if our opponent plays a burn spell, well, they do have enough mana for a Flame Sweep. Did I say money? So, we're gonna be taking one Tibalt, so we stop gaining life.
The more, the messy.
So, okay. Only very conservative. Shame we could not play Unbreakable Formation. We probably will. Okay. Yeah, because he pings it in response. Actually, there's an interesting trick here we can do. We don't gain the life. We get the land. So now we have 4 mana. Go to blocks. Okay. Shatter this guy's gonna be a bit sad though. Opponent goes for that. Surprise! They're all indestructible. Well, I'm not indestructible. Oh wait, did he? Yep. I was wondering if our opponent would not notice it. Opponent's gonna play Perforos. That's a given. We will take. Yeah, I said 6 damage. We now have 5 mana though, so we can actually shatter the sky. We can also just play Ajani, get back Pridemate. Oh yeah, did I mention that Legion's Landing is also an additional land for this? So we're actually 2 other lands shy of triggering Field of the Dead. And we got rid of Tibalt, so that's good news. So my game plan now is Ajani, then buy back Ajani's Pridemate. I have to give props to our opponent. It's elemental team. I would more respect if it was actually Chandra, but we'll take it. Let's see what opponent. If our opponent snipes Thalia, that's actually fine. Not much meaning to it though. Opponent's sniping Lava Coil. Okay. Well, brought back.
Our kinship ensures our victory.
Bring back Pridemate.
Cease, return to the fight.
Swing with both. We will lose this. The key was really just to grow the Pridemate. It's a shame we lost the Leonin Vanguard, but that one can't be helped. We will also lose a Johnny. Also, but the thing now is that we have to at least start taking our opponent down so that they can keep them off devotion, so to speak. Morseful Cleric next turn, then we can actually use Brought. Then we can actually start using Brought back in case we start losing other stuff. Opponent is ticking down the clock. I don't know what happened here. Oh well, opponent's ticking down the clock. We'll see what happens. Now, technically, Perforos should always cost 5. It's always a creature spell, so Thalia has no effect. And hey, I am paying extra for Ajani. I am going to be paying extra for Brought Back Shatter the Sky, so there's no use crying about Thalia. In fact, from the looks of this deck, actually from the looks of it, I've paid more for Thalia than our opponent has. Well, technically just, yeah, I've paid 2 mana more. Our opponent cast Tybalt before I even cast cast the Chandler's Triumph. Well, yeah, it's even. It taxed us both equally. And I'm going to be taking a lot more damage from the Chandra Spitfire. No. Okay, opponent's back up. Wasn't able to block, so that's sounds like a disconnect. Hey, I did see you hover over the land, so if you really want to just take down time and discuss, that's up to you. Nope. Looking through everything I have, I'm guessing coming back from a DC, rechecking the situation. I'm actually curious as to what happens. Still hovering. So we need to hold up at least 2. We're gonna need to hold up at least two white mana, so don't get too crazy on this. I can also just choose to buff Thalia, and I can choose to buff Thalia and Ajani just to, because I think what our opponent's planning to do is just tap this down on the return. So definitely not using the -2. I could also buff this. Nah, that's really a throwaway at this point. But buffing these two.
I will lend you my strength.
Yeah, we want to see what tricks our opponent might have. They've already used the lava coil up, so okay. Just gonna chip that down. Now, the interesting thing is, yeah, the reason that was no great loss is because I can just make another one. Yeah, no use using the brought back here. We're really trying to force our opponent to answer the Ajani's Pridemate and maybe our Thalia. Opponent hits 6 mana. They could always play Porphyro, so I'm lacking anything else. Though they are shy 1 devotion at this point. Chandra's Flame Wave. Ooh. Now the funny thing about that is, okay, no, wait, see, in your graveyard. Come on, be greedy. I want to see if we're definitely losing a Johnny at this point, or we could be taking the hit. No, we're definitely losing a Johnny. Okay. I'm surprised it's not so. Oh, okay. I think our opponent's gonna be in for a surprise. Yeah, the extra tax helped us here, so he's gonna swing the 4 at us, trying to be. How do you say this? Now, these two should see each other come in, so I should actually gain 1 life. Yeah, it's another creature, so that's correct. Assault.
I will not be
and pass 2 blockers. Oh, it enters tap, so I can't save a Johnny, but what that means. 6, 7, 8, 9. And also an Omen of the Sun. Wait, let's do the math. 6, 7. Wait, 7, 8, 9. So it's 9, 10, 11, 12. I guess that's close enough. Now, no pressure on our opponent, but they do have to answer a 9-9. Chandra Flames Fury. They can do a -2. Not exact, but not sniping this. Ironically, the Shatter the Sky is gonna draw us a card. Chandra Flames Fury. I would have preferred any of the other 3 Chandras, though Chandra's Flame Wave is a decent sweeper. And hey, guess what? We forced the Ember Cat to tap out. So opponent's probably gonna snipe. Well, they can only snipe Thalia. They can't snipe anything else. Thalia's the best value, quote unquote. Ironically, if our opponent leaves Scorch Spitter back to defend, I can destroy it with just Blast Zone. Yeah, we have enough damage to punch through regardless. His opponent's this. Yeah, I figured that much. Yeah, now we send it to Command Zone. We don't have any more shenanigans. Actually, that should have been the first clue. Well, I had the Johnny up, so they might have assumed that was my plan. Ourselves a close quarter. Well, we also lose the Soul Warden. Yeah, that was a mistake. So opponent is forced to block a Johnny's Pride Mate, so that's gone. I'll just play the Remorseful Cleric. Let's just force him to answer multiple things. Yeah, we should be quite golden though. Could I have swung first? Yeah, he would have chump blocked with the Scorch Spitter instead, and I would have lost one of the tokens to the Spitfire. So that was the best way to force our opponent to. Now our opponent could just -2. Well, thank goodness, she's a long way from getting -8. So yeah, we'll just exile everything because why not? And so nothing wasted. The 2 damage. Well, it did what it was supposed to. But our opponent now has to. Okay, Skewer. Had to pay full price for that. Needs another burn spell. Should be easy. Jaya's Greeting. Okay. Used up all their cards. Don't exactly. No, I have to decide if I want to sack this for the Scry. I can't cast Thalia anyway. Yeah, let's just put a stop here. I want to sack Omen. Because we need to dig for better cards. That's a good card. If any, it does shut down ETB effects, though I don't think our opponent had much. Again, let's opponent's down to virtually 2 cards at this point. Opponent floating. because why not? Now, let's see what our opponent has. Oh, down to... Okay, has one creature. Kali Honor Guard doesn't prevent this. I would have needed Hushbringer. Ooh, Dracoset. Now, the worst thing about this is... I might actually be forced... I might be forced to shatter the sky. Now, if our opponent... Okay.
Let me show you what a real Pyromaster looks
That's
like.
not too bad. Now, unfortunately, we will have to shatter the sky. It will draw us a card, though. And I'll just play the Alsate, even though it's only gonna just... It's just gonna trigger this up. Yeah, this game might not be as close as I thought it would be. Though at least we got rid of Dracoset, so... Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, Curse you, Dwarven Mine. Opponent plays Perforos, give something haste. I guess that was bad. I just unloaded everything. It's now forced to snipe this. We can play Gideon, doesn't do...
Oh yeah, it's goggles time.
I can also play a Johnny, I guess. Let's just play Gideon. Pick up +1. Yeah, submit 0. Is this any target? No, target creep. Oh, the +1 is any target, so we can also sacrifice to... Nope, no need to do that. Opponent needs a 1-2. Yep, needs one more red. Doesn't find it. He can ping down Gideon, but that's about it. Yeah. And you saw it first. Opponent does say good game.
I know I will
That
make
was
a
a good
difference.
hit.
Yep. Go. Yep, that's it. No, nothing fancy. Just go for the win. So why did I even bother playing the land at that point? But so it turns out we did quite well. Although, yeah, that first game was really sketchy. So the less said about that, the better. Yeah, one more game to close out the event. Well, one more win. How many games it takes to close it out, that's another story. But actually, not so bad. We are able... I kind of like the brought back, although I have to remember it brings them back taps, so... No surprise synergies there. Though, if we bring back something like one of the Tide Takers or whatnot, we could catch someone. Okay, now it's time to put that to the test. So turn 1 Soul Warden, turn 2... Opponent's playing Timuret. It's really creatures the first time around, and a lot of them are ETB creatures, so I'm going to do turn 2 Hushbringer. Thank you. No, I could just play this. Now let's see if our opponent's willing to trade. Again, it's a non-bow, but... Oh, I don't think our opponent noticed that. So... we're not going to be able to block a turn 3 Kumena. But we did block that. And I guess we're going to wait on it a little longer. Yeah, if I wasn't mistaken, most of the merfolk were ETB abilities. There are exceptions. Well, Kumena's going to be an exception here, though doesn't do quite much on his own yet. He might not want to cast it quite yet. Oh, goes for it. We'll get another knight. Get ourselves a Ranger of Eos. But what else at first?
I will rend the sun from the heavens. Heliod will pay.
Now we'll see if our opponent is.
You are an enemy.
I'm basically trying to
Find your
offer the
valor
trade of
and
Kumena.
fight.
Actually, this was a mistake. I should have been here. Nope, opponent doesn't take the trade. Yeah, that was a mistake. Got way too greedy. I forgot that this just came in. So next turn we can do Thalia Tide Taker. Opponent goes Siren Storm Tamer. Opponent goes Jade Bearer, which blocks that. Yeah, Hushbringer randomly neutering decks. Opponent goes Lotus Field. Of course, doesn't neuter that. Though we might be running into a Cavalier soon. Opponent could just, well, if he wants to tap for cards. No, he's more likely to swing. He'll bring it down to 1. I want to start filling the graveyard technically at this point. Opponent doesn't give us that chance. So I can do Dawn of Hope. Yeah, now I kind of did it correctly.
The heart of a hero beats within your
Now the goal
breast.
is just to draw cards. And maybe force massive numbers of jump blocks. Opponent could double jump to kill, to tap 3, draw a card. Gain some life. We will draw a card. Legion's Landing will wait. So even with so the threat of Thalia is big enough, although we're about to see a 5 mana spell. I guess Hygienic Boost. Okay, Thalia would like. It blocks the creature token. It won't block the +1/+1 end of turn. Okay. Going for the snipe. Which is fine. I was expecting that anyway. So play Secluded Step. So I can play Legion's Landing. I could just swing with Hushbringer just to draw another card. I can swing with all 3 just to convert this, which is actually not a bad idea. Because I do need the extra land, and if I do draw Field of the Dead, it starts filtering them through. But definitely draw a card first, and considering most of our opponent's responses will be spell based, I'm going to cast I am going to cast Thalia after the draw card. So pay 2. Yeah, that's the correct pay 2. Get ourselves a Memorial. Okay, so we're getting the lands we need. Now I cast Thalia. Now, Ranger of Eos does nothing here, so we probably should. We could wait on that one. How many cards? We need 4 other cards, so we need 2 more cards. Tide Taker's not a bad plan. Opponent goes World Shaper. Now it's when it attacks. Okay, well, not too bad. Opponent does have 5 untapped merfolk and can... Well, no, only 4. So... Okay, first, Memorial to Glory. Next, Prison Realm. We'll nuke the... Counter spell or ability. So... Yeah, we'll take out the Biogenic Ooze, force him to sack that. So that's 1 less flyer. Daxos blessed by the sun. Gain life. Do we need more gain life? No, I'm going to bin that on the bottom. I'm gonna swing with just Hushbringer. This will allow us to draw... Yeah, we need to start drawing cards at this point. Lets us gain life. We will auto pay. There's the blast zone that will... Well, blast zone is 5 expensive. Blast... Oh, everything's at different costs, so blast zone not so great. Opponent's also drawing true cards. I could actually start cracking Memorial. I could crack Memorial just to get another card in the graveyard. And I can play Tide Taker as a follow-up. One's now at 7 mana, so we can get hit by 6 mana spell. Or just 1 really large creature. Carnage Tyrant would be a good... would have been an interesting fit here. Opponent makes a token, so spending mana there. Tosses Oracle... Yep. Also blanked out. So I might literally just have to win off the back of Hushbringer. Okay. Definitely playing Blast Zone. So if I'm going to draw 2 cards, I'm going to tap these 2. Draws ourselves a Tyrannica, so... Can turn this into a 4-4, but probably get chump block at that point. 1, 2, 3... Could just please... So, yeah, that's enough for me to sack Memorial Glory. Now, if you're wondering why I'm doing that, 1, I already have my 7 lands. 2, what I need are cards in the graveyard to get Elspeth back. And our concern now is that, and the concern we're worried about now is our opponent being able to start pumping these. Okay, just yeah, also if I swing with all these guys will just get chewed out. It's literally Hushbringer carrying the whole thing, which is not ideal. We only had 1 Ajani's Pridemate, that's a shame. Elspeth did just fine. Opponent goes Nylea Keen-Eyed. Thankfully no reach, despite the... Well, if Oketra did not have reach, Nylea doesn't deserve to get reach. Also, I'm glad she cast this, because that means it doesn't get to cast this. No, creatures are now cheaper. Opponent also suffering from the lack of green mana. That, well, he did sack a forest, so that also... Okay, so... Yeah, I would like Field of the Dead. No, Slaughter the Strong. Ooh, wait. Okay, Slaughter the Strong, Sacrifice, so... So who do we save here? Power 4 or less, so Hushbringer, Asada War Marshal, the 2 1/1s. That leaves me up with 3 mana. That's fine. Yeah, so if I knew I was going to draw this, I would not have sacked. I would have just made a regular token. But our opponent has to make some hard choices here. Because these are sacrifice triggers, he has Indestructible doesn't help. Opponent buffing all these tokens hurt it I also. So definitely keeping this. I can always recast this to... Also, I think the opponent gets first look of what we have, so he might just keep the 3 Merfolk. Yeah, that's... He can't keep World Shaper because that means he's gonna be 1 creature less. Oh wow, Slaughter the Strong, randomly winning the... If this was Shatter, it wouldn't have helped us against Nylea, but it would have taken everything out. Slaughter the Strong, yeah, randomly good. So, opponent really has to... Really tanking right now. Yeah, I'd say keep as many creatures as you can, because at least you can still tap them for cards. Yes, Command Zone. Ooh! Opponent timed out. He couldn't decide. Yep, and yeah, keeping no creatures is even worse. That would have been a very... That would be concede worthy. Yeah, so we managed to win that one. It would have lasted a lot longer, but yeah, win's a win. And our opponent was using timeouts like crazy earlier, so that's really hard. Well, we got our 3 wins, so that's it. That's it for this episode of the Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications and whatnot. Kind of wish we got more rewards out of this, since we were kind of sinking a lot of gold that could have gone to other things. But I enjoyed this. I enjoyed the events. Maybe not the cost so much, but I generally do enjoy the events. And there you go. That's it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you guys again next time. Take care. God bless. Yeah, definitely take care. These are trying times. Stay safe, everyone. Have a nice day.